Hello and welcome. Today in this video lecture we are going to solve another practice paper for AKUEB examination class 10 physics for the year 2022. So for in this paper, let's see our question number 1. A student warms her hands near a fire. So यहाँ हमारे पास फायर मौजूद है और फायर से हीट ट्रैवल करके पहुंच रही है इस हैंड्स तक. Which wave carry the most heat to our hand, and are these wave electromagnetic? So we know that the thermal radiations, heat travels from fire to the hand in the form of radiation that we call thermal radiation. And thermal radiation, we know that it is a mode of transfer of heat in which heat travels in the form of electromagnetic waves. So the correct answer will be option B, that infrared radiations travels and the waves are electromagnetic. Let's see question number 2. The diagram shows a wave. Which labeled distance is the wavelength? We have to identify the wavelength in this diagram. So option A represents the amplitude, and option C that represents the wavelength in this diagram, because there are 2 points. One is this point and the other is this point. In दो points के दरमियान का जो distance है, it is one wavelength apart, because in this between these 2 points we have one crust and one trough. So option C represents the wavelength. Now let's see question number 3. The diagram shows water waves in a ripple tank, and we have an obstacle PQ, and as we can see in the diagram that the wavelength or the wave has shrink after passing this boundary PQ. This means that there is a process known as refraction, during which the wavelength and the speed of the wave changes. So the speed of the wave at point R is 12 centimeters per second. So in this part of the wave, the velocity is 12 centimeters per second. The wavelength is 3 centimeter, and we have to find the speed of the wave at point S. So यहाँ हमें speed मालूम करनी है. We know that the frequency of the wave remains same during the process of refraction. So in the region R, let's find the frequency that is equal to V over lambda. So the speed is 12 and the lambda is 3. So in this way we can say that the frequency of the wave is 4 Hertz. So if the frequency remains same, so the frequency of the wave will be F equals to 4 Hertz, and we have to find the speed of the wave. So velocity is equals to lambda times F. Lambda is equals to 1.5, and the frequency is 4. In this way, the velocity of the wave will be 6 centimeters per second in the region S. So the correct answer will be option B. Now let's see question number 4. The diagram represents water waves in a ripple tank. Which diagram represents that the speed of the wave has changed. So speed is changed during a process known as refraction. So in option A, diffraction process is shown, जिसमें water waves है वो bend हो जाती हैं after striking the obstacle, sharp edges of the obstacle. Similarly, in option B, we have a process of diffraction. In option C, we have reflection of wave, and in option D we have refraction of wave. So wave has refracted, and during refraction the speed and the wavelength both changes. So in this way option D will be the right answer, that represents the refraction of water waves. Question number 5. This line gives an example of longitudinal wave and describe its vibration. So light wave is an EM wave and this light wave is an EM wave. Option A and B are incorrect. And the correct answer will be option D, in which sound wave is a longitudinal wave, and in this wave vibration is along the direction of wave or parallel to the direction of wave. So the description of particles of the vibration and the type of wave represented in option D are correct. Let's see question number 6. The diagram shows a section through a series of waves on water. Which dotted line shows the position of still water surface after the wave have passed? So water से जब waves pass होंगी तो these wave carries energy with them and produces a crust and trough on the surface of the water. So in this question, still water surface means that the surface of the water or the molecules of the water are at mean position. If the particles of the medium moves to the positive displacement, they will form crust or extreme position, and if the particles of the medium moves to the negative displacement, they will form trough. So the option B represents the mean position in which particles of the wave move to positive displacement and particles of the medium move in negative displacement. This forms the amplitude. So these two positions will be the extreme positions, and this dotted line in option B represents the mean position. Let's see question number 7. The diagram shows a wave. How many wavelengths are there between point X and point Y? So point X is a crust, and then we have a complete trough and a complete crust. So this is complete crust and this is complete trough. One complete crust and one complete trough will form a one wavelength. So point A से लेकर point B तक we have one complete wave. Then we have the half of the part of crust and half part of the trough. So the half crust and half trough will form half wavelength. So the total wavelength between X and Y are 1.5 waves. So option C is the right answer. Then we have question number 8. In the ripple tank experiment, plain water waves meet a straight barrier with a wide gap between them. So let's see the question. Which diagram shows the wave pattern beyond the barrier? So we know that whenever water waves travels through two obstacles, they spread after striking the sharp edges of the obstacle. So waves spread in complete circular form, like in option B, when the gap between the two slits or these two obstacles is comparable to the wavelength of the water wave. But option C is incorrect because waves travels along the straight wave fronts. So correct option will be option D, in which the waves are bent in the edges, and through this region waves are completely straight. तो यहाँ इस रीजन के अंदर वेव फ्रंट जो है वो completely straight है. जो बेंडिंग और जो स्प्रेडिंग हो रही है वेव्स की वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ एजेस पे हो रही है. So option D represents the correct answer. Question number 9. A police car with its siren sounding is stationary in heavy traffic. A pedestrian noticed that although the loudness of the sound produced does not change, but the pitch varies. So loudness जो है वो उस हॉर्न की और एम्बुलेंस साउंड की सेम है, but pitch change हो रही है. So loudness depends on amplitude and pitch related to frequency. So this means that the amplitude remains same while the pitch changes. So amplitude same रहेगा और frequency जो है वो change हो जाएगी because loudness is same and frequency changes. Option A is the right answer. Let's see question number 10. A sports field is next to the large school building. At the far side of the sports field, a student sees a groundsman hammer a pole into the ground. The student hears two bang each time the hammer hits the pole. Why does the student hear two bangs? So when a person striking the hammer into the pole, the student at a certain distance hears two sound. One sound that directly reaches the student, and the other sound is the wave that strikes the school building, and then again after bouncing back it reaches to the student. So first bang is caused by the sound of hammer hitting the pole, and second sound is the sound due to echo from the school building. So option C, we will have the right answer. The first bang is the sound reaching the student directly, and the second bang is due to the reflection of sound or echo of sound from the school building. Then we have question number 11. Which of the following is the fourth factor on which the loudness of the sound depends? So amplitude is the factor on which the loudness of the sound depends. Option A is the right answer. Let's see question number 12. Which of the following is used to determine the pitch of the sound? So as we have discussed in the previous questions, that the pitch of the sound is related to the frequency of the wave. Option C is the right answer. Then we have question number 13. An astronaut 1 uses a hammer to mend a satellite in space. Astronaut 2 is nearby, but there is no air between them. This means that the sound produced by astronaut 1 will not be heard by the astronaut 2 because there is no medium. We know that sound wave is a longitudinal wave and it requires medium for its propagation. Let's see the question. Compared to the sound heard if they were working on Earth. If the same phenomena or the same working or is performed on the Earth, what does the astronaut who hears? So we know that on Earth we have atmosphere and we have a medium for the sound to travel. So we will hear a loud sound as compared to the sound produced in the vacuum or in the space, because there will be no sound produced in the space, but on the surface of Earth the astronaut too will hear a certain sound that will be louder than in the space. Now let's see question number 14. Ray of light enters and leave the box. We have two rays, ray 1 and ray 2, that enters the box and it emerges from the other side of the box. As we can see, the rays are still parallel, but a slight variation or slight change in direction is shown in the emerging rays. So let's see the question. What would be the inside the box that makes behave as shown? So if there was a converging lens in the box, the rays would converge and meet at a point. If there would be a plane mirror, this means that the this incident ray 1 and ray 2 will bounce back and emerge from the same side of the box. This means this is incorrect. And in a triangular prism, the original direction of the waves changes. This means that we have a parallel sided glass slab inside that box. Then let's see question number 15. A ray of light that passes from glass to air at an angle of 40 degree, and the glass has a critical angle of 42. This means that if the incident is less than critical angle, the light won't completely bounce back, but it will pass through the boundary of the transparent medium. So option B represents that at incident angle of 40 degree, the light has completely reflected. So this is the incorrect option. In option D, we have incorrect transfer of wave, and in option C, this is incorrect because light has traveled towards the normal. If this is normal, this is refracted ray, this is incident ray, and this is reflected ray. So this is incorrect because light has bent towards the normal. So the correct answer will be option A, where incident ray strikes at 40°. Some part of the incident ray is bounced back, making an angle R greater than 40° because the refracted ray has bent away from the normal, and some part of the ray is reflected. So option A is the right answer. Then we have question number 16. An image is formed at a distance of 32 from a concave mirror. So concave mirror is a converging mirror, and the distance of image that is represented by Q is 32, and it has a focal length of 12. So we have focal length that is plus 12 because it is converging length. We have to find the object distance. Object distance हमें मालूम करना है P. So the formula for P would become P 1 over P is equals to 1 over F minus 1 over Q, or it will be equal to Q minus F divided by FQ. So in this way P will be equals to FQ divided by Q minus F. So after solving this expression, we will get the distance 19.2 centimeters. So the correct answer will become option B. Let's see question number 17. Which of the following statement is true about the image formed by a convex mirror? So we know that convex mirror is a diverging mirror, and the characteristics of the image formed by a diverging mirror is such that it always forms a virtual image that is smaller than the object. So the correct answer will be option C, that it always forms the smaller image than the object. In a compound microscope, the focal length of the objective lens as compared to the eyepiece is. So the focal length of the objective lens is always less than the focal length of the eyepiece. So FO is always less than FE. The reason is that for using smaller focal length of objective lens, because the object that is seen with the help of microscope is placed near to the objective lens. So that is why we use a lens for convex lens of smaller focal length. So correct answer will be option B. Unlike the astronomical telescope, in which the object to be seen with the telescope is very far from eye, so we use a convex lens of very large focal length as objective lens, because object is very far from the telescope. Question number 19. When an object is placed at O of a converging lens of focal length F, so we have a focal length F marked here, at which point will the top of the image be seen? So as we can see in this diagram, the object is placed beyond 2F. Whenever the object is beyond 2F, the image of that object is always formed between F and 2F on the other side of the lens, and the image is always real. The virtual image is only formed when the object is placed between F and O. So in this question, the correct answer will be option D, because the object, option C, because this point C is between F and 2F. Let's see question number 20. A paired beam of light falls on the converging lens, and the function of a converging lens is such that it always converges the incident rays at a point. So option D is the right answer, in which parallel incident rays after passing through the converging lens meet at a point. So option D is our right answer. Question number 21. Which of the following defect in a vision occurs when the aperture of the ball increases? So if the size of the ball increases to the normal size, the uh, incident rays always meet ahead of the retina. So this type of defect is known as short-sightedness, in which person cannot see the far object clearly. So the correct answer is option C. Which particle does not experience a force due to electric field? So we know that whenever the particles traveling in the electric field or magnetic field, it will pass straight undeflected when the particles do not have any charge. A charged particle cannot pass straight through electric or magnetic field. So the correct answer will be option C, that neutrons are neutral. So these particles will pass through electric and magnetic field undeflected. Then we have question number 23. The force of repulsion between two electrons at a distance of 1 meter apart. We have to find the electric force or the Coulomb force. We have the value of K, and we have the charge on electron. So we know that the formula of force is K Q1 Q2 over R square. So let's substitute the values. F equals to K, that is 9 exponent 9, and multiply the charge, that is 1.6 exponent minus 19. Both charges are same, so both charges are electrons. So दोनों charge की जगह 1.6 exponent minus 19 place करते हैं, divided by distance square, that is 1. So after solving this, we will get option C, that 2.30 10 raised to the power minus 28. If two capacitors of 8 microfarad are connected in parallel, so the total capacitance in parallel combination will be C1 plus C2. So the correct answer will be 16 microfarad. So option D is the right answer. Let's see question number 25, in which we have a positively charged rod and two neutral balls that are hanging with the strings, and this positively charged rod will induce a negative charge on this side of the sphere that makes positive on the other side, and this positive part of the sphere makes this ball negative, and this becomes positive, and these two balls will slightly attracted towards the rod. So the correct answer of this question will be option A. Question number 26. A student uses a length of wire as a resistor. He discovered that the resistance of the wire is too small. So R is small. So if he needs to make a resistor of high value, so how should he use the piece of wire? So the resistance is directly proportional to length, and resistance is inversely proportional to area. So for high value of resistance, the length should be high and the area should be small. So small area means that wire should be thin, and a large length means the wire should be long. So longer and thinner wire will have the large resistance. So option B will be the right answer. Pupil measures the potential difference across a device and a current in it. Which calculation will give the resistance of the device? So with the help of potential difference and current, the resistance R is equals to V over I, V divided by current, according to the Ohm's law. So correct answer will be option C, potential difference divided by the current. Question number 28. Which graph shows how resistance of the thermistor changes with the temperature. So the relation of resistance and temperature in a thermistor is such that when the temperature of the thermistor rises, its resistance decreases. So inverse relation is between the resistance and temperature of a thermistor. So correct answer is represented in option A, where the graph decreases as increase in the temperature. Question number 29. Four lamps are connected in a circuit as shown and each is operated at 12 volts. The circuit is now switched on, which statement is correct. So each bulb will form to work on 12 volt. So we have to identify the correct statement. Each lamp can be switched off independently. This is incorrect because series combination में हमारे पास एक स्विच लगा हुआ है, तो ये तमाम बल्ब्स एक साथ ऑन और ऑफ हो सकते हैं. If one lamp breaks, all the other will stay alight. So this is incorrect because the defected bulb will disconnect the series circuit. The current is same in all the lamps. This is the series combination. Current same होगा. The lamp will light at normal brightness. This is incorrect because ये तमाम bulb जो है वो 12 वोल्ट पे वर्क करने के लिए बने हुए. इन द सीरीज कॉम्बिनेशन each bulb will have 3 वोल्ट. सो इन तमाम बल्ब्स की जो ब्राइटनेस है वो बराबर नॉर्मल ब्राइटनेस नहीं होगी. सो द करेक्ट आंसर इज ऑप्शन सी. If three resistors and a battery are given, how many different combination of workable circuits can be made? So with the help of three equal resistors, we can make 4 different combination of circuit. So here we have 4 different combination, जिसमें first combination में तीनों के resistors series में, second में तीनों parallel में, third combination में 2 series resistance connected parallel with the third one and 2 parallel resistor connected in series with the third one. तो ये 4 different तरह के combination form हो सकते हैं. Question 31. A main electric circuit uses insulated copper cable and cable overheats. To prevent the cable overheating, how should cable be changed and why? So in cables को overheat होने से बचाने के लिए हम thick copper wire use करेंगे because thick copper wire will have less resistance and less resistance will not increase the temperature very high. So option A will be the right answer. Which part of the AC generator slides past each other when the generator is working? So in generators, the armature or coil is connected with the slip rings, and those slip rings are connected with the brushes, carbon brushes and external circuit. So the correct answer is option D, slip rings and carbon brushes. Let's see question number 33. When the electric current in wire XY is shown in the diagram, there is an upward force on the wire. If the north pole of the magnet exchange the position, in which direction does the force on the wire X? So in this question, नॉर्थ से साउथ पोल की तरफ हमारे पास मैग्नेटिक फील्ड मौजूद है, दैट इज बी, और वी हैव द डायरेक्शन ऑफ करंट इन दिस वे जो कि आई है, और वी हैव द अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन जो कि फोर्स की है. क्वेश्चन में हमने कहा है कि इफ द नॉर्थ एंड साउथ पोल ऑफ द मैग्नेट एक्सचेंज द पोजीशन, इट्स मीन हमने मैग्नेटिक फील्ड की डायरेक्शन को रिवर्स कर दिया, कीपिंग द करंट सेम. अगर करंट की डायरेक्शन को सेम रखते हुए अगर हम मैग्नेटिक फील्ड को रिवर्स कर दें, सो द फोर्स एक्टिंग ऑन दैट कंडक्टर विल आल्सो रिवर्स. So if the force is acting upward, so after reversing the magnetic force, magnetic poles, the direction of force also reverses in the downward direction. Option A is the right answer. Question number 34. Which arrangement may be used to step up a voltage? So step up means the transformer that increases the output voltage. So option B and D are incorrect because the transformer does not work on DC input. It requires AC inputs. And in option A and C, we have AC input, but the number of turns in the secondary coil are less in option C. It means this will step down the voltage. So correct step up transformer is shown in option A. Then we have question 35. A transformer is used to provide a 10 volt output from a 100 volt supply. It means this is our step down transformer that steps down 100 volt into 10 volt. What are the suitable number of turns for the primary and secondary coil? So we know that in primary coil the number of turns should be greater. So option A is incorrect, option C is incorrect, and option D is correct. And option B, we have large number of turns in secondary coil. Primary coil. So let's see the transformer equation, that number of turns in primary coil divided by number of turns in secondary is equals to voltage of primary divided by voltage in secondary. So voltage in primary over secondary will be 100 over 10. And number of turns in primary is 800 divided by 80, that is in option D. So we will get the same ratio 10 100 over 10 and 800 over 80. So यहाँ से हमारे पास जो रेशियो आएंगे वो सेम आएंगे. It's mean option D is the step down transformer shown in question diagram. The direction of force in a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field can be determined with the help of Fleming's left hand rule, in which we have three fingers. We have thumb, we have forefinger, and we have the middle finger. The thumb represents the force, forefinger represents the magnetic field, and the middle finger represents the direction of current. Charged particles are emitted from the cathode of an oscilloscope. What are the name and the charge on these particles? So the particles that are emitted from the hot metallic surface are thermionic electrons that carries negative charge, and the process is thermionic emission. In question number 38, we have a diagram of a cathode ray tube जिसमें cathode rays हैं, thermionic electrons हैं जो कि straight pass होके screen के ऊपर strike करें. What must be done to deflect the electron beam upward? हमें अगर electron beam को upward deflect करना है, so we have two pair of plates. One is the X plates and the other is Y plate. These are the vertical plates, and these are known as horizontal plates. Horizontal plates controls the vertical deflection of the electron beam, while vertical plates controls the horizontal deflection of the beam. So we know that cathode rays carries the negative charge, और अगर हम Y को ज़्यादा positive कर देंगे as compared to Y1, so these cathode rays will deflect in the upward direction. So option D will be the right answer. Then we have question number 39. We have to identify the NAND gate. So this is NOT, this is OR, this is NAND. So the correct answer is option B. Question number 40. Cathode ray oscilloscope is not used for the measure of the effect of background radiation, that is option C. The other three options are the uses of CRO, cathode ray oscilloscope. Question number 41. If the time period of the simple pendulum is 2 seconds on the surface of Earth, then the time period of the same pendulum on the surface of Moon will be. So we know that time period is inversely proportional to the square root of g, and on the surface of moon, g on moon is less than on the as the surface of earth. तो अगर moon के ऊपर g की value कम है, तो it means time period will be greater than the time period on the surface of earth. Option A will be the right answer. Which of the following option correctly identify the input values of the NOR gate? So we know that this NOR gate always inverts the output of the OR gate. सो अगर हम ए और बी में इनपुट 0 और 0 करते हैं, तो 0 0 पे जब हम और ऑपरेट करेंगे तो हमारा जो आउटपुट आएगा वो आएगा 0, और फिर जब हम नॉर अप्लाई करेंगे तो नॉर जो है वो रिवर्स कर देगा आउटपुट 0 को, वी विल गेट 1. इट्स मीन कि अगर दोनों इनपुट 0 0 हो नॉर में, तो हमारा जो आउटपुट है इट विल बी इक्वल टू 1. सो द करेक्ट आंसर इज ऑप्शन डी. देन क्वेश्चन नंबर 43, जिसमें हमें डिस्पर्जन ऑफ वाइट लाइट को करेक्टली रिप्रेजेंट करना है. सो द करेक्ट डिस्पर्जन ऑफ लाइट इज रिप्रेजेंटेड इन ऑप्शन सी, जिसमें वाइट लाइट डिस्पर्स हो गई है ग्लास में एंटर होने के बाद, एंड इट फर्दर डिस्पर्जेस व्हेन इट इमर्जेस आउट ऑफ द ग्लास. In experiment to measure the speed of sound, a student uses a stopwatch to find how long a sound takes to travel from x to y. And we have a set of values जिसमें first time से लेके 6 time तक हमारे पास we have these different values of time. What value for the time should be used to calculate the speed of the sound? So as we can see, the experiment is performed 6 times and we got the 6 different times. So for time taken from by the sound to reach from x to y will be taken as average time. So अगर हम इन times का average ले लेंगे by adding all these times and divided by 6, so we will get 0.6. So for the measurement of the speed of sound, we will take time as 0.6. So correct answer will be option C. The diagram shows a circuit of a hair dryer. The fan has a power of 0.1 kilowatt. This is fan is 0.1 kilowatt, and each heater having a power of 0.4 kilowatt, and this heater is 0.4 kilowatt. The cost of electricity is 8 cents per kilowatt hour. What is the cost of running a dryer for 2 hours and with switches P and Q closed and switch R open? So time we have is 2 hours. P and Q are closed while R is open. If R is open, it means this heater is not used. P और Q को अगर हम क्लोज करते हैं तो फैन और ये फर्स्ट हीटर वर्क करेंगे. सो फैन की जो पावर होगी इन 2 hours इट विल बी इक्वल्स एनर्जी विल बी इक्वल टू पावर मल्टीप्लाइड बाय टाइम. पावर इज 0.1 and the time is 2 hours. We will get 0.2 kilowatt hour. Similarly for heater, energy will be equals to power, that is 0.4 multiplied by 2, it will become 0.8 kilowatt hour. So the total energy is 0.8 and 0.2, it will be equals to 1 kilowatt hour. That is the energy used by the fan and the heater in 2 hours. So 1 kilowatt hour cost 8 cents. So the correct answer will be option D. Question number 46. The table shows the voltage and the current rating for electric heater which has the least resistance. So we know that resistance is equals to V over I. तो तमाम options में हम voltage को current के साथ divide कर देते हैं. So इन तमाम options में voltage और current को हमने divide किया है. So option A gives the least resistance. So correct answer will be option A, that the voltage 110 and the current 5 will give the least resistance. Then we have question 47. If an AND gate is connected in a circuit with two inputs to light up a bulb, the bulb will glow. Then at what conditions of input A and B? So we know that the AND gate gives the output 1. AND gate का जो output है वो equal होता है 1 when all the inputs are 1. So if input A and B both are on, then the output will be on or 1. Option C is the right answer. Now let's see question number 49. In question number 49, the circuit diagram shows a diagram that contains an unknown component that is in box X, and the voltage current graph is shown. As we can see, the voltage current graph is a straight line, and a straight line shows that voltage is directly proportional to current and its resistance is constant, and resistance is constant for an ohmic कंडक्टर. सो ओमिक कंडक्टर की जो रेजिस्टेंस है वो हमेशा कांस्टेंट होती है, और जो इस बॉक्स के अंदर को जो कंपोनेंट मौजूद है इट इज द ओमिक कंडक्टर और मेटालिक कंडक्टर. सो ऑप्शन सी इज द राइट आंसर. Let's see the last question of this paper. 4 floating compasses are placed in a magnetic field of 2 identical bars as shown. Which compass is shown pointing the wrong direction? So direction of compass is always the direction of magnetic field, and magnetic field always points from north to south. So this arrow should always point towards the south. So magnetic field from this point north to south will be in this direction. So these two compasses shows the correct direction. Similarly, in this second magnet, the direction should be north to south in this way. So this compass also shows the correct direction. This compass at position D shows the incorrect direction because the needle should point towards the south. So in this way, option D is the right answer.